Hey everybody, it's Yessie and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys my bullet journal spreads for the month of March. Now I realized that my last video was a little too long, so I really tried to trim it down for you guys this time. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this month's spreads because I really enjoyed making them. The theme I decided to go with this month is Alice in Wonderland, so we're going to go ahead and start on our cover page. Now for my cover page, I already went ahead and painted it a deep dark purple, so you guys can go ahead and do that with some acrylic paint. And that's actually going to be our base for our Alice in Wonderland forest, which is what we're going to base the cover page on. Now for the forest, for the most part, I'm mostly going to be using acrylic paints. So we're going to go ahead and brush on the foliage of the trees and the bushes. And we're not going to use colors like greens or yellows or reds because that's more of what you see in a real forest, and the Alice in Wonderland forest is a lot more colorful and vibrant, so we're gonna go ahead and use different colors, different tones, more vibrant and colorful and fun tones. And you guys can go ahead and place these things wherever you want. It doesn't have to be exactly how I'm doing it. It doesn't have to be perfect either, you know. It's mostly about making this scene feel colorful and fun and just have that essence of randomness and craziness that Alice in Wonderland has. Now once we have the basic silhouettes of both the trees and the bushes, we can actually go and fill it in with some detail work. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a bunch of leaves everywhere. And I also might add some other plants in different colors and styles just sticking out here and there. I'm also gonna go ahead and draw the tree trunks right now. Tree trunks I'm actually going to keep really simple. I don't want to make them like too realistic or have too much detail in them. I really just want to keep it nice and simple so you guys don't have to put so much work into all these details. Also, while I'm doing the detail work, I'm actually going to be adding some more elements from Alice in Wonderland. So I'm going to have the Cheshire Cat's tail sticking out from like the top tree, and I might draw some mushrooms at the bottom, along with the White Rabbit's little pocket watch sticking out somewhere, because these are all elements that you see and recognize as Alice in Wonderland, so that way it's not just a forest, it's the Alice in Wonderland forest. Now you guys can go ahead and put as much or as little detail as you guys want. Like I said before, it doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't have to be exactly like mine, so you guys can put in your own little style if you want. Or if there's something specific that you guys might want to add, you guys can go ahead and do that. There's really no right or wrong with this. Now that I'm all done with my forest, I'm going to go ahead and draw my mini March calendar right in the middle of everything. And I'm going to go ahead and draw that in my medium jelly roll in the shade white. I find that with jelly rolls, I sometimes do 2 layers, especially when I'm working on like a darker background, because it can sometimes be a little bit blotchy and inconsistent, so I like to go in with a second layer and really just clean it up a little bit so that it's a lot more consistent. And then I'm just going to add a couple of details here and there on my lettering. Anyways, that's the final look for our cover page, so we're going to go ahead and move on to our quote page on the right. Sticking to the Alice in Wonderland theme, the quote I decided to go for this month was "We're all mad here," which is a quote from the Cheshire Cat. However, I'm actually going to put the quote inside the Mad Hatter's hat. I went ahead and outlined the rim of the hat along with the ribbon. I'm also going to shade in the ribbon from the hat with my midliner highlighter in the shade red. And then after that, I'm actually going to make the top of the hat out of the words "We're all," and I'm going to go in with my midliner highlighter pen in the shade violet. On the ribbon, I'm going to write in the word "mad," and right under that, on the rim of the hat, is where "here" is going to go in. And now we're all done with both the cover page and our quote page, and we can move on to the next thing, which is our March calendar. Now again, I already went in and colored the sides of my calendar in that same deep purple that I colored in my forest. The only things I left white were the calendar itself, along with the goals sidebar and my little rectangles at the bottom for my checkings and savings accounts. Now this time what I'm going to do is just go in with my white jelly roll pen, and all I'm going to do is just draw a bunch of different style of leaves and along with some mushrooms and maybe even some roses and flowers going around my entire calendar, except for that little area at the top of my calendar where I'm going to write in the word March. And I'm going to do the same exact thing around my goals sidebar. As for the lettering on the word March, I'm going to make it a little bit whimsical. So it's going to have a lot of curls and bounce to it. And on top of the letter M, we're going to put the little Mad Hatter's hat. Also, if you guys find that your jelly roll pen is leaving your strokes too transparent or inconsistent, you might want to try doing some short, fast strokes, and that will really help to just fill it up a lot more and leave it more consistent. Now that we finished up all the headers, we can finish up the rest of the calendar. So I'm just going to put in all the lines and the dates in, and you guys can go ahead and fill in important dates that you might have for the month. You can also go ahead and put in your goals for the month, because like I've said before, that's really going to help you set up the rest of your weekly spreads. And that is it for the monthly calendar. Now we can move on to the next page, which is our mood tracker. I usually don't do mood trackers, but for this particular month I decided, well, why not? So hopefully you guys enjoy this page. Now for the mood tracker, I decided to focus on a particular scene. So I'm basing this page on the scene from Alice in Wonderland where Alice is painting the roses red. So what I'm going to do is draw 31 roses for the 31 days in March, and I'm going to scatter them around the page. And these roses are actually going to be what we're going to be coloring in throughout the month according to what mood we're in each day. That way, very much like Alice, we're going to be painting the roses different colors for different moods. Once I've drawn all the roses, I'm going to go ahead and draw the crown of the tree. It's just going to be a very light outline. Next, I'm just going to draw a couple leaves sticking out here and there just to give it some more detail. Also, you guys, I do have to warn you that yet again, my battery died and I did not notice. So I did miss a little bit of the sketching for this page. However, basically what it missed was just me drawing out the outline of the tree trunk, along with the little paint buckets at the bottom, which are going to serve as our key for our mood tracker. So we're going to go ahead and fill in each bucket with a different color according to each mood. And of course we can't have this scene without Alice herself, so I did go ahead and draw an outline silhouette of her painting the roses. And the last thing I did was just number each rose. And that is it for our mood tracker. Next, I'm moving on to my work and finance trackers. Now for these, I decided to make them into the little drink me bottles from Alice in Wonderland. You know, the ones that make her either shrink or grow. So the space where I'm going to be filling in my work schedule along with my work hours and my finances, I'm just going to alternate the lines between my pink and my violet midliner pens. I chose those two colors because I thought it would be fun to have a Cheshire Cat color scheme, so we're sticking to his pink and purple stripes. Next, I'm just going to draw the outline of the two bottles. My left bottle is going to be my work tracker, and my right bottle is going to be my finance tracker. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill those in. Once I'm all done with my bottles, I can go ahead and write in my headers for each tracker. And that is pretty much it. So we are moving on to the next and final page, which is our weekly spread. Now for this, we're just going to start with our March header, which we're going to have on our upper left corner. And sticking to our whole Cheshire Cat color scheme, we are going to make the letters on the word March striped with pink and purple. And we're just going to finish it up by outlining it. Now the first week of March consists of the days 1 through 7, so that's what we're going to put right under. And since we're sticking to the Cheshire Cat theme, we're going to make his famous grin right under that. So it's just going to be like a ghostly grin. And of course, right under that, we're going to have our little mini March calendar. That way we can keep track of what week we're on. And the last thing I'm going to have on this left sidebar is going to be my water tracker. Keeping a water tracker this past month really helped me not only keep track of how much water I was drinking, but also increase my intake. So I'm going to continue to do that. And for this mini tracker, I wanted to have the theme of the Mad Hatter's tea party. So instead of tracking tea, we're tracking water. So we're just going to have these stacked teacups with a teapot pouring water onto them. And each teacup is going to represent 2 days. So we're going to split those in half. Then we're just going to have some water pouring out of the teapot and onto the little teacups below. And that is it for our water tracker. Now moving on to our actual spread, I'm going to make each day represent a playing card. So the very first thing we're going to do is outline the playing cards. And we're not going to lay them out completely straight against each other because we wanted to have that kind of whimsical look from Alice in Wonderland. So we're going to make them look a little bit more scattered, if that makes sense. Keep in mind that we're going to have 7 playing cards to represent the 7 days of the week. So once we have the basic outline of the cards, we can go ahead and start numbering them. Now keep in mind that with playing cards, it skips the number 1, so the ace card is the one that comes first. And then right under each number, we're going to have a different symbol. For example, we're going to have the ace be the ace of heart, and the 2 be the 2 of spades, and etc, etc. We're just going to keep alternating each symbol and each color. Once I'm all done with the playing cards, I can just go ahead and quickly shade them in with my Tombow pen. I'm going to keep my tasks bar really simple, so it's literally just going to be the pink and purple stripes. And finally, the last thing I'm going to do is my little weekly habits tracker. Again, I'm also going to have this in the pink and purple stripes. However, for this, I'm going to leave a little bit of space on that bottom right-hand corner so that I can make the outline of the white rabbit. We don't have to leave it so perfect because it is going to be a silhouette form, so we're basically just going to be filling it all in with black anyways. So once I'm satisfied with the basic outline, I'm literally just going to go in and fill it in with black. The only thing I'm going to leave white are the little hearts on his vest. Other than that, you guys can go ahead and fill in the rest with black. Now after I was done with that, I actually went in with my Jelly Roll pen in white, and I kind of put in some detail work on his little suit. So I actually went ahead and made the waves on his little Renaissance ruffle collar. I don't know what they're actually called, but that's what I'm going to call it, the little ruffle collars. And then I also just made a line in the middle of his vest to kind of like show that it's a vest and not just like 2 random hearts sticking out. And then at the bottom, we're just going to have the word habits. You know, you got to have those habits next to the rabbits. Sorry, I'll kick myself out. And finally, the last thing we're gonna do is just fill in our little habits tracker. So once you do that, you are done. And that is the final look, you guys. So I hope you guys like this because I really enjoyed making these spreads this month. It was a lot of fun, so I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did. And if you did enjoy it, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel so that I can continue making more of these videos for you guys. Anyways, you guys, comment down below and let me know what theme you guys might want me to do next month, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!